Hello and welcome to Infamous, the audio podcast. This is Brandon or Mutilus on Discord.
This is Parker, go by One Who Parks on Discord.
And this is Aaron. I go by Treffenwood on Discord.
We would like to thank Parker for deciding to join us today. It's always good when he graces us with his presence.
Isn't it, though?
His royal schedule is usually so full of things to do every week, so...
This day has had so many things, but it's been a really good day. Like, this has been
That's good.
It's been a superb day, and I'm topping it off here, so life is good. It's so good.
Nice. Well, in recent news, did either of you guys read through the MCP missions?
I listened to your cast on them. I did not read them through.
I did the same thing. I didn't read through them, but I listened to the cast. Why do you ask?
I was just curious if you guys had any strong opinions about them. I think obviously my analysis was impeccable. So of the shotgun from the hip, just like my wild list of feelings. So
I was actually going to say that I thought the cast was really good. I actually liked. I think your reception of the new Crisis is pretty spot on. I think they're all interesting ideas. The one that's going to be like herbs again is obviously like in there for people to try to break and try janky shit. I personally do not mind when a goofy thing like that is in the game. I think it kind of spins the wheel sometimes, and it makes people think outside the box and look for funny things and all-in strategies. I know that it would be a feels bad if it was still, a total coin flip to find out if you get it. But now that you can veto it, you can just have some agency over that, which is I think it's probably a good thing now that the veto exists. I also agreed with you that I feel like the ones they chose to leave in are quite bizarre. I just think it's an interesting choice to leave in. I think they clearly... The new crises, I think, are really heavily leaning towards let's do more interaction overall. I think there are some that you could probably still do less. But the fact that they kept in some of the least interactive ones and they just left them in is interesting. I think it's kind of... I think the new ones and the old ones are now kind of a polarity. There's kind of a valley in between them, right? There's less middle ground ones, which might be good. We'll see.
In talking about it with Zach, even after the fact, it's almost like they designed this new batch of missions with a couple goals in mind, and they wanted to do unstackable extracts, and then a couple other like non-repetitive other missions. And then once they finished making the new missions, they just went to the old missions and like sorted by keywords, and they said, "Is it stackable? Get it out of here." And when they saw that the number remaining was like 5, they're like, take those.
Yeah.
And they put zero thought into it beyond that is almost what it feels like.
Yeah, like the removal of all Ds is another example. Just like, no Ds, done.
Right.
You're like, okay, cool.
Yeah, it's like, Ds are probably not the most competitive mission deployment. But at the same time, just wildly removing all of them is not necessarily the best way to balance a game. So it just felt like not a lot of thought went into selecting or curating the continuing missions, and they just said, delete all. It's like you're talking to a computer, like delete all stackable extracts, and it's like there are 5 remaining. It's like perfect, print it. Like It's like that scene from Iron Man. It's like that's not how you do this. And there's still rumors floating about they're changing some of the missions that are repeating forward, and they're just kind of staying the name, or they're like scientific samples is a big one that's been rumored to be changing. If it's changing, you could have just grabbed any of the other missions and changed those to non-stackable as well. Like it's really concerning. I think the missions are going to come out in effectively their current states, and if that's the case, I think that's kind of sad.
Oh, I think. Go ahead. Let's finish your sentence.
It's just I'm worried that the new mission pack had a lot of potential, and by just bringing in a lot of the crap from the previous one, like all of the problematic missions from the previous ones basically made it through. Like Senators and Scientific Samples were by far the 2 worst extracts, and Wedding Party and Scoundrels, in my opinion, were the worst 2 of the secure side, and all 4 of those made it in. I'm just like, how did that happen? Like that's an abomination. And they could have just not allowed that to happen. Like, there's other missions they could have brought in. But if they're going to tweak them and make them better, then obviously that's fine.
Mm-hmm. I think if you, then I do not know. What I'm seeing is a trend of at least their promises, which we know, candies and nuts, right? You never know if it's
Yeah.
actually going to work. But based on their promises, it looks like they're moving towards a more of a revision cycle where they're going back and looking at things and changing things at checkpoints. And so
Mm-hmm.
if they are trying to say, okay, well, we're going to leave these 5, like you said, the non-stackable ones in, but we're going to adjust these 5, and then when the stackable ones come back at a later date, we might adjust them, right? Like,
Sure.
they might do something like that because they're talking about doing the same things to characters. That remains to be seen. I don't know if they care that much to curate the game for balance like that. I think it's mostly a Russian roulette style, just spin it and click it and fire, right? Like, that's, I think, kind of what you were getting at earlier, which is, less very poignantly deliberate thought of, okay, if a player actually has a choice of these extracts and these secures, how will they combine them? Instead, it was just, like you said, let's just take this grouping and put it in the game, and this grouping and put it out of the game. What I do think we will get, as opposed to what we have now, which is, how can I desperately stop the scenario teams from winning? I think we're going to go, my prediction is we're going to go back to what we had before this, which is the scenario teams will have their selection and the more attrition teams will have their selection, and it will be very obvious. There will be a few crossovers that both are willing to do because you have to take so many in your pot now, but I think it will go back to that style. That is my prediction. That's the only thing I wanted to say about that.
Yeah, maybe. The reason I brought up the fact that I didn't like the continuing missions or the selection from the previous cycle that was being brought forward is that we talked about the banning as a super important aspect of the missions when there's the one that's clearly abusable. And I think senators and herbs, and there's been a bunch of missions like you can build a list that abuses this mission. Like I think Kingpin on Scoundrels is another one of those. And so if that's the case, you can't also have just terribly unbalanced missions in the pack and then have some that some teams can abuse. And so, like, I can't remember the name of the new one, but it's the 2 extract mission from the new pack. I can't remember the name of it. But you can't have that and scientific samples in the same pack because now I can only ban one of them, right?
Yeah.
And so that's more what I'm concerned about. If you went through all this trouble to make sure the new missions were very balanced and very interactive from both sides, and then you're bringing in the missions that are the least of that from the previous pack, well, so what's the point? Like, if you're okay just throwing shit at the wall, then why did you go through all the trouble of designing the new missions? Which is why it just felt so weird that they selected the missions they did. And maybe, they are changing them and that's going to be fine. Or maybe I'm overreacting, but that's just where my head's at.
I think it will probably come out a lot more often in the wash. I think you'll get less. I think there will not be that many actual opportunities to see this new combination of packs be the problem. I think more likely you'll get just on average people playing, people who have this plan playing this group and playing this plan playing that group, attrition versus like scenario play, which is what we kind of had before. But maybe I'm wrong. There's enough variety, and you have to pick 5 of each, so maybe there'll be less. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
Aaron, are you going to play a game with the new missions?
If we're taking bets, the answer is no, but I'm not opposed.
Mm-hmm.
You just have better games to play.
I don't want to shit talk the game without having played it in a while, so I don't know that that's true either. Maybe.
You have more compelling games to play.
Yeah, like if one of you guys was like, "Hey, I really want to play MCP with you on this night. Bring your models." I mean, I would do that in a heartbeat.
Yeah. I am not excited at the way they're releasing the new cards either. Again, they're not printing the old cards. They're only printing the new cards. And so hypothetically, if they do change scientific samples, there will be no card for it. You'll have to be print to play. So even if you go buy the $60 box set, you will still have to print out paper mission cards, which I find incredibly frustrating. It's like I'm paying a premium price tag for cardboard. You can at least give me all the cardboard and not give me half of it.
Yep.
And as a store, I find it frustrating that a bunch of people are like, oh, I want the new mission pack. And then when they find this out, then they don't buy it. So then the store is stuck by buying all of the stuff that people said they wanted that they end up not wanting because the product doesn't live up to expectations.
Yeah, I think my new plan, if I actually wanted to go to a tournament again, because using the app, having your using something like Jarvis Protocol technically
Yeah.
doesn't roll in the right way, right? Because you roll it twice, but they're in the pool both times, right? So technically, that's not the same odds as pulling one out and then pulling out another one.
Well, if you just forcibly randomize, if you pull the same one, then it is the same odds. Because you're deleting all instances of the repetition.
Okay, I guess.
It just requires the manual correction if you do pull the random chance of it being illegal.
Yeah. I thought about just doing like you can't. I've seen some people just talking about like rolling a d6 and re-rolling 6, and just like having a plan of doing that, like not bringing the cards ever, and just having a little map, a little key 1 through 5,
Sure.
1 through 5, and just saying, "Here's my key," and they just roll a dice in front of your opponent.
I do think you should have a physical copy of the cards for reference for your opponent. Because just because you brought a mission doesn't mean I'm familiar with it, because it might not be in my 5. And so not being able to reference it easily without pulling out my phone, I would find annoying.
Yeah. It's super.
Now
it's super annoying, isn't it?
Mhm.
To have a game
It
that
is.
they don't give you the rules to play with.
Correct.
Like that. That's my counter, which is, read my phone or whatever if you like. I'll let you hold it. Like I don't care.
Sure.
But,
And it's not the end of the world, but it is just annoying.
yeah.
Let's see. There was one other thing. Zach told me, this is another rumor, so this is not confirmed, but I heard through the grapevine that this was a forced transmission because while the cards went to printers, somebody leaked them, and so they were showing up on Reddit, which is why the transmission out when it did, which was way in advance of when they wanted to spoil the cards. So the reason we might not have all the information on the cards being brought forward is because they were not finished yet, and they were expecting to wait and announce those changes at a later date. And so it's possible that, I wouldn't get too mad at them that we don't have information on some of the returning missions are changing, because this was a forced timetable on their part. So I'm not upset at them that we don't have the information. It's just, it's hard to speculate on stuff when you don't have all the info.
It is terrible how cynical the internet spoilers have made me, because every time I hear it's been spoiled, once, like, there is a instant, very sincere part of me that goes, yeah, but was it? Like, it's a really easy way to make hype.
Oh, I think it was spoiled.
I know.
No, the GW rumor engine is very much intentional.
Yeah.
But also their shit comes out at such a crazy pace that like there's no people don't want more spoilers for 40K at this point. It's almost too much, I think.
Yeah.
Like, you want your spoilers, but it's not like, oh man, I wonder if Genestealer Cult's getting something new this year. Like, no one cares. They only care about their stuff, and their stuff gets spoiled quickly enough that most people don't give a shit.
Yeah. But part of me, it's a weird thing to live in a viral world, right? Where like things can explode without intention. And because I know people, as soon as people see something and go, oh, that's an interesting way to free advertise, all you have to do is put something out on the internet and claim no one should see it, and then people's behavior take over, and the exclusivity of having the information makes people seek it out and spread it, right? So like, I feel so bad that I can't tell the difference between a creator building and spending time and getting paid to do a job to make something amazing, and then that opportunity for that to be unveiled at the right time being stolen from them. Like, that makes me so sad. And at the same time, it makes me so mad that there are marketing people out there taking advantage of that and making me skeptical. That's who I'm really pissed at. I'm so pissed that there's someone out there that went, oh, we can make this viral if we, air quotes, leak it.
Yeah.
Ugh. Sorry. That's just a little aside of how cynical I've become via the internet.
Yeah.
I was cynical before the internet.
That's probably true. I was probably cynical before the internet, but that particular thing is it's one of the great sadnesses, I think, of modern pop culture. great tragedies, I suppose.
Mm-hmm.
Can I share with you guys the success I had today? One of the reasons why I feel really good. This is
Sure.
a gamer thing. I love finding weird corners of games that people don't explore and exploiting those and showing up at things like events and bringing something out of the blue, and it has merit that I've explored but other people have not. And so more than half of my advantage is just, people don't know what special delivery does, and so that's advantage for me, right?
Sure.
I really enjoy that. So I've been playing a lot of Lorcana recently, and I was desperately searching for that, but I have learned that TCGs, there's just a different curve for that, and maybe it's just because I've gotten used to the minis games curve, and I have gotten used to finding the patterns and looking for those trends and finding the corners. The corners are much more obvious for me to find in a minis game. I could not find them in a TCG because I don't know if it's like part of game design for at least Lorcana, what I can speak to. They card game designers, it feels like, uh, are very aware of what they don't want to be good. Does it make sense? uh,
Yeah, I think that the corner or the strategies within TCGs versus miniature games are much more deliberate.
yes, yeah, they're much more curated, right? So, so because you can get a huge number of iterations as well, you can you can acquire all of the cards very easily, right? Unlike a minis game where you can't acquire all the minis very easily. You could try, but it is more difficult. The barrier is monetary and temporal. So
Yeah, I would say it's very much like Monopoly, where there's one rarity within a collection of a strategy,
mhm,
and so at worst there's one hard to get card.
right,
As where in miniatures, it's like, well, how many things interact with static conditions? You're like, well, a third of the game, and so you have to go spend $1,200 to buy all those models.
yeah,
As
yeah,
where in a card game, the vast majority of cards in a set will be easy to get.
yes, and so it means that I have been playing Lorcana and enjoying, exploring and enjoying the game. And my wife has been super into it, and so that's fun to explore the game with her. She went to a set championships here in Kansas City. Was it 2 weekends ago and got second place. She was really proud of herself. I was very proud of her. Somebody new to a game. My daughter, an 8-year-old, went to another set championship at the Geekery and got fifth place. Super excited from her about that she did that. I respectively got 11th place and 12th place. So I have not done nearly as well. I have been falling far. And what's
It
more,
runs in the genes though, so you're good.
what's more, I I did it because I haven't got enough of the game yet. I've been playing slightly off meta stuff, right? Just instead of going to the S tier, I've gone to the A or B plus tier, and I've mostly been playing what other people, find important because again, I haven't just been able to iterate enough. Okay, why all the backstory? It's because for the past 6 days, I discovered a fan made website that will let you just auto quick play into other people playing Lorcana. And it's a really strong website. It works really well. And so I have just been pouring all of my decks. I just have, prolific number of decks, like 30 or 40 different decks and variations. And I've just been pouring them into this app and just getting data out of it. And I was frustrated for 5 days, just looking at 20% win rates and 30% win rates, and my highest was like 42% win rates with this OTK deck I was building, just like over and over and over again, just stymied at every turn, going, "Wow." As it turns out, the good things in this game are good, and the bad things in this game are bad. I can't find the corners. Um, until
That's generally true of most.
Right,
I mean, I would just say card games with a shallow pool.
hmm
Lorcana's getting some sets out there, but that's one of the reasons people prefer Commander and Magic because there's just more card interaction
yeah.
the further back you go. Yeah.
Until last night. Last night, I finally there's a card that I really wanted to work. I made it work. And I found a whole bunch of cards that really push this card and elevate it. And it has been, as far as I can tell, I'm sure nothing is original, right? But as far as I can tell, I can't find anybody on the ladder that I'm playing on who's trying this, and it's working. It's doing the thing I want, which is it's effective. But the reason why I'm winning is because my opponent cannot anticipate it, and that is how it's working. And so I am just so pumped. I am just so excited because I finally have in this game what I want in my minis games, which is something that surprises people and something that I appreciate. It plays a lot of like types of characters and IP that I appreciate, and I just love it. So I literally have been, since I discovered this last night, I already ordered the cards. I already got some from a local card shop, and I've just been skipping around all day long, feeling awesome about finally conquering this. It's been a thorn in my paw for, like I said, like gosh, going like 5 months now, going to events and just getting really bad results, trying to keep my head up high. And so now I'm excited to take something and try it out. And I have a feeling it's going to work really well. And even if it doesn't work very well, I'm still going to be happy to play it because it works and it's new and it's mine.
Nice. Well,
Yeah.
congrats on that. I know it's always fun to find your corner of something.
Yeah.
Then, occasionally, unfortunately, sometimes you have to throw through Pagani, discovering that you enjoy something and smashing it with a hammer.
I know.
It's
yeah, there's a reason why I haven't said any of the cards even on this cast that nobody listens to, I'm sure, with Orkana Authority, but I really
can't let them know.
Yeah. Don't let them
come for you.
Yeah, exactly. Don't let anybody know. I want them to be surprised when I win something and they go, "Hey,
like V for Vendetta, you'll just get black bagged out of nowhere."
Exactly.
So you brought up an interesting point. I had a question for you. How did it feel having your daughter finish noticeably ahead of you in a tournament? Did you feel like you were holding her up on a pedestal like Simba, or did you feel?
Oh no, I was super proud of her. She beat me in round 2, and knocked me out of the event. Like that was my event, and she beat me in round 2, and I was just incredibly proud of her. My favorite thing about Regina playing in these events and going there with her is when she wins very graciously, and she does a really good job with winning. But when she loses, she also loses very enthusiastically. Like she's disappointed. You can tell she has that disappointment, but she doesn't. She has great sportsmanship when she does it, and that was something I wanted her to experience. Is to be in like a hyper competitive, pretty high, it's a possibly stressful environment, and you have a lot of time and energy riding in that moment, and that could make a young person really nervous for winning or for losing. But she is really managing it well, and so I loved that to see her get the 5th place. She was really excited to get the promotional cards in this set. Yeah, she's just, I love how all in she is. She asks us every week, are we going to, game nights and stuff like that? She wants to know if we're going. She goes with us and plays 2 or 3 games.
Nice.
One of the things that I appreciate in young people is courage. Like as a teacher, I just surround a lot of people, and I've noticed that the students that I really appreciate are the ones that show courage beyond their years. And Regina doing this, like sitting across the table from former champions at the set level and also like the regional level. She beat a regional champion at the Geekery tournament, and she made it look easy, and she wasn't intimidated, and she was just cool as a cucumber and had a good time and was very gracious. That was really awesome. I couldn't be. It was really just very, very. It was a lot of pride in that moment. As much as I was disappointed by my own performance, it was a huge amount of pride in that moment.
I just feel like we have 2 slightly different parenting styles on the podcast right now, because you're like helping lift her up to the champion table, as opposed to Aaron holding his child underwater.
It's the only way to swim.
Oh, now to be fair, you have raised a shark because you held him underwater for so long. So you're not wrong. Yeah. Cool.
Oh, and she absolutely just had a really good meta read of a deck, right? Like if she hadn't played that deck, she would probably have had a much worse performance. But she like just happened to walk into that tournament with exactly the right deck for that tournament, and everybody else was, most other decks at the tournament were at disadvantage. So we talked about that at the tournament as well. Just it happens, especially in TCGs. Sometimes you're disadvantaged throughout the whole board, the whole field. Is Perrin still playing games, Aaron? Speaking of Perrin, I haven't seen him play a game in a long time. What is he? He's? I know he's in college and junk, but
Yes, he is very much engaged with both Flesh and Blood, Judgment when appropriate. He is also working a lot, and he and I just got into Diablo yesterday.
The new expansion.
Yeah, mainly fueled because he is done with college tomorrow, and so then all of that time will be gone. And I was like, I've been getting the itch to dip back into an ARPG, and he had a bunch of time opening up. So I said, okay, Perrin, you pick a game between Last Epic, Path of Exile 2, and Diablo. And he picked Path of Exile, and I said, that's great. There's a new season of Path of Exile May 29th. I don't really want to play a lot now, and the new season comes out and continue playing a lot with a new character. I would much rather just start the new season with a new character in Path of Exile. So as much as that was your first choice, why don't you pick again?
I was about to say, okay, I know you picked
again
this,
with the holding
but
under the water
but
thing.
you picked incorrectly.
Well, it was a lot of like discussing and looking things up and figuring out when things were happening. So it wasn't like he said X and I immediately was like, nope, try again. Like it was a hour and a half discussion in the car, going over pros and cons of each game and looking up when season started and everything. So we'll see how long this sticks with it, but it's really just an opportunity to bond with your kid and do stuff, even if it does keep me up to like 3 a.m.
Okay. Well, let's get into one of our topics of the day, because I imagine we'll have a bit to talk about here. Let's talk about the IIBBL. So, first off, 2 things for Parker, two that-a-boys. First off, good job on getting your game in. You didn't even run into the next week.
Yeah!
You seemed completely I don't know what's the term. You'd completely given up basically on getting your game in. If after I posted pairings and you're like 10 minutes later, you're like, I can't get my game in. It's not going to happen. And so you did manage to get it in. Good job.
Thank you.
So do you feel like it was probably easier to get your game in than maybe you initially thought?
It was. What's the best way to put this? It was. I worked harder.
Daunting at first?
It was daunting. I worked harder at getting this game than any other League game I've ever worked for in my whole life. I passed my usual energy of activation like 2 to 3 times over. But I told myself, I was like, it is not impossible to play a League game. I want to play Blood Bowl. Like, this league is the first league that I'm like, I'm excited to play every game against each one of these guys. I want to finish this. This will be a good time. So I made it happen, even though, like I said, I struggle with it because of how many times it failed and how many different correspondences we had to have. But we did make it happen, and we had a really good time. Well, I had a really good time. Ryan,
right? That's the next point. I would also like to say thank you for making CJ feel better about his game.
Ryan, honestly, Ryan, I think he definitely had a lot of casualties, but he also had a ton of characters, right? He's playing Snotlings, and so
he had max roster, so 16 characters.
Yeah.
He also can deploy 14 of them at once potentially.
Yeah, and so he got to play a lot of them. It's not like he in his last drive he had still many characters on the board.
I think he had close to. I mean, I'm not counting knockouts, but he had close to a full 11 on the board, I would imagine.
Right, but my witch elves just went knucked futz. Like, they couldn't fail a dodge roll, and if they did, they got dodge, and they just kept diving his stuff and knocking him ball down, picking it up and scoring. And the blitzer was there behind him all the time. Like, the 3 of them just ran around his backfield every time I kicked. It was...
Yeah, so for people that don't know Blood Bowl, it was Dark Elves versus Snotlings. Snotlings have a rule that they don't impose negatives on dodges adjacent to them. And elves have agility 2+. So normally if you dodge through a group of people, you can get up to like -2, 3, or even 4 on a single dodge roll, meaning that your 2-up becomes a 6-up. Snotlings don't do that because they're so small they can't really grab you. And so he's just infinitely rolling 2+ dodges. And so that's potentially troublesome I'm also curious, how was your assassin? Did he stab all of the people?
Oh, he stabbed so many people.
Okay.
He ran rampant with the stabs. Ryan did do a very good job of never like leaving, or he attempted to never leave guys in base to base with them. Like
Yeah.
he was always just like, well, I'm not going to let you just stand here. But also the shadowing, we had to stop and look up a
It's
lot
a
of
die
rules.
roll, yeah.
Yeah, it's a die roll, and so I failed.
But it's
a
also
ton.
not limited.
Right.
So as long as you keep making it,
Yeah.
you just follow him around.
One time that happened where he dodged 5 times and I made like all 5 in a row, but most of the time I just failed and he just left. The thing that was cool though is that once we got kind of glommed up, once things got gummed up, especially when he tried to build a cage, I would just put assassins into the cage, and then it was really hard for him to leave in a way that didn't allow an assassin to be in a spot that they could start stabbing things. So Dark Elves definitely match up very well into Snotlings. It was I had all the tools I needed, and his rules let me just go where I wanted often and get to things that I shouldn't have been able to against a traditional list. Also, he rightfully complained his really stupid rules, which he has 4 characters that are stupid, but he failed a lot.
Yeah.
And
so, that's really rough when you're already behind the 8 ball.
Yeah. So yeah, scored.
The only tackle zones his team effectively has just go away.
Yeah.
You're like, no.
Well, the stupid doesn't make their tackle zones are still there when they fail.
No, they're not.
Pretty sure his are.
They're not.
I thought.
No, so really stupid, you become distracted. Distracted balls don't have tackle zones.
Oh, okay.
Unless Aaron, am I wrong?
You're not wrong.
Okay. So we played that wrong. He had the wrong idea about his guys, but was it maybe it was the pump wagon he thought that didn't lose their tackle zones?
They all
maybe?
have really stupid. So he was just there's
Mistaken.
a change in the new rules.
He was
where
hashtag really stupid.
Yeah. There used to be terminology in the rules that would say, and this model loses his tackle zones. Now they just have a keyword called distracted, which says you lose your tackle zones. And so by saying you become distracted, they're saying all of the other stuff too. And I think he's probably just not used to that change.
Yeah.
So he'll get he'll have to lose 100,000 gold for cheating. And then, because he didn't have a bad enough week, he needs to lose money too.
No, it was.
So luckily, he had 6 casualties against him in the game where nobody can die, and so because we're doing no permanent injuries for the first 2 weeks, and so of all weeks to do that, that was a good one.
Oh, no permanent, not even like losing stats and stuff like that.
Correct. Yeah.
Oh,
everything gets treated as badly hurt.
Oh, okay. I should have told him that. I did not.
Yeah, that probably would have been good for you. So okay, so you'll lose 100,000 gold.
Or he could have fucking just read it himself.
Yeah, he could have read.
No,
that himself.
Well, I'm okay with both of them losing 100K.
Nope, that's not how that works.
No, their guys just fucking die.
Oh, damn it. Okay, that's true.
I didn't kill anyone like dead. But he did lose stats on a couple characters, and he said he was going to fire them and rehire them.
I'll talk to him.
Yeah. So
and I'll see how much you pressured him into it, because I'm sure he brought it up.
I didn't say
like,
anything.
No, Ryan, all your people are dead. And he's like, okay.
No.
How was his spirits? Did he take it okay?
Oh, yeah. No, he was fine. I mean,
Ryan's usually a pretty good sport.
Yeah, also, he said at the beginning, he's like, I play nothing but stunty teams. I'm just used to goofy. Like, that's why I like stunty teams, is because you go into it knowing that it's going to be a hard road, but you'll have all these cool advantages, and if you play to that, then you'll get some cool stuff. He did get to throw a fungus bomb once with his fungus flinger, and it moved around inaccurately, and it deviated onto my blitzer, who caught it and then immediately threw it back into a wad of his guys, and it exploded accurately. And he was just like, "Well, do."
Great.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's going to take us into the next segment. We have Oracle Aaron's weekly sure things. Aaron, do you remember your predictions from last week?
They were all correct.
They were not. I wouldn't say correct. I would say not terrible predictions. So it was overall pretty good.
Spot fucking on.
So what I decided to end up doing for our scoring system is Aaron gets 2 points for correctly predicting the result of the match, either a win for one player or a draw, and then loses 1 point for each touchdown he was off by on the prediction. So we start off with Aaron's own game. He predicted 1 versus 2 for him versus Skaven. Do you want to talk about your game at all?
I had an amazing first turn and a horrible next 15.
Okay.
So
how would you describe most games in which 1 of 16 turns go your way?
Oh, not great.
Not great.
Not
okay.
great. I think I ended.
You're only off by 1 touchdown.
3 people on the pitch.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Would you have conceded if you only had 2 players?
I'd have to read the rules to see if you have to or not. I've never conceded a game in my life.
I believe you were just allowed to concede at no penalty.
Okay. So, I mean, I might have gotten some KOs back. Maybe.
Mm-hmm. He predicted 3-0 on the Dark Elves versus Snotlings. Ended up being 5-0.
I mean, I can't
Norse
fucking whatever.
Yeah. Norse versus Dwarves. He predicted 2-0. Or no, he predicted 1-1.
I think it was 1-1.
And ended up being 2-0, yeah. So instead of a draw, it was a win for me. I will say the one, because obviously it's 2 grindy teams. On Josh's primary possession, the time he got the ball at the start of a half and was driving, he built a cage, and but both of the front corners of his cage were engaged with people, so it's a little risky on the cage. But my first block against his corner failed, and so I kind of given up on getting into the cage. And then the other random block I threw later in the turn did clear off the one guy. So there's a way into the cage now. But my Valkyrie wasn't in position to get him from that angle. She was in position to get him from the other side. And so I ended up taking the turn. They're already like speed 7. So she had to dodge out, then enter a new tackle zone, dodge out of that tackle zone, make 2 go for it, and do a 1-die block against his ball carrier. I have no rerolls at this point. Not only does she knock him down, I think she picked up the ball. Like, it was such an absurd activation. I was like, well, this is just dumb. And so then I eventually got the ball and drove it. And so it would have been a draw if it wasn't for that crazy turn. But yeah, it was a fun game overall. And then moving into the stunty matchup, we had gnomes versus halflings. And apparently the gnome or the halfling treatment had Mark of Corn. I don't know what happened, but they were just killing everybody.
Those fucking gnomes were insane. The halflings were killing the gnomes. I don't think I've ever seen a person roll so many 10s and 11s on armor break rolls. He didn't even need it. He needed 6.
Yeah, their armor 6. He rolled 10 into 10 like 7 or 8 times in a row.
Yeah,
like it did not matter. He was just rolling 11s and 10s all day. But yeah. So the final game, Aaron predicted 2-2. It ended up being 1-2, so he's only off by 1. So that gives Aaron a grand score this week of -2 points.
on an arbitrary grading system that you
it seemed pretty efficient to me. Would you like to lobby to change the scoring rules? I think these are pretty fair.
My game alone gave him -4 points because
yours was a push because he predicted you would win and you just scored 2 more touchdowns than he thought, so that's a 0. He scored 1 point off of his own match because he correctly predicted the winner was off by 1 score, and he lost 2 points on my match is the problem.
So 100% in win decision, but his adjusted score for point differential is -2.
Yeah, he's lost 2 points this week.
Okay, I think keeping track of both is important. I'd like to know
we keep track of both.
Yeah, I'd like to know if he's like perfect, how far he is from perfect win-loss.
I don't understand. What are you saying?
I would like to know how close he is to with the win-loss prediction.
Oh.
You're saying you also want to know the point differential. I think that's perfectly fine. I'm just saying it'd be cool. It would be interesting.
Oh, I just think it's fine to put it into one score.
Yeah.
Like one surmised total grade.
Sure.
As far as picking win, loss, or draw, he got 2 of them correct. So he's 50-50 on picking a winner or a draw.
Okay. When does he have to predict this week? Does he have to do it?
Right now.
Oh.
Okay, we ready?
All right, so we have we have Norse versus the Garden City Gardener Gnomes.
3-0 Norse.
Then we have Goblins versus Dark Elves.
I'm gonna be optimistic and say I get a touchdown. 1-2 in favor of the Dark Elves.
Ooh, he says you can only score 2 points against him, and you got 5 points against Ryan.
I mean, I'm no fucking
That's
Ryan.
bold words.
Yeah.
What'd you say?
I said I'm no fucking Ryan. That's true.
All right, now the fun one of the week: dwarves versus halflings. Those are some bloodthirsty halflings, though.
2-0 dwarves.
All right, and Skaven versus Snotlings.
3-0 Skaven.
Ooh, I was gonna go with 4.
I thought about it.
All right, gnomes 3 versus, or sorry, I keep saying it wrong. 3 Norse versus gnomes 0. We have 1 for goblins, 2 for dark elves. 2 for dwarves versus halflings 0. 3 for Skaven versus 0 for Snotlings is your predictions. I'll get these. I'll save these. I also will attempt to not distribute them until after games are done, so people won't be intentionally rigging it for you.
Mm-hmm. I doubt anyone would. So.
Well, they might throw it also, so... Like, well, I was going to score 3-0, but I'm just going to leave that one alone. So that way Aaron's wrong.
People must really hate me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not throwing shit. I'm going for the jugular.
See? That's my Parker.
Well, but you might push even harder to get that touchdown to make his prediction wrong.
I know we're about to play Aaron, and this is a bit of a conflict of interest, but I have a question for you.
Sure.
Random Dark Elf lineman gets a level up on my Dark Elf team.
Oh, boy.
Brandon and I are in agreement that we should give him kick as a utility.
Now,
actually,
wait. Gets a random? You say
I
want
to say that I prefix this by saying...
No.
Objectively, you should take block.
Yeah, you did.
And then I said, and then if you're not taking block, you should take dodge. And if you're not taking, but on the simple fact that what are the odds of random linemen having one of those skills will really affect the game. And kick is, I think, really valuable on a Dark Elf team.
Yeah. I have 6 star player points for a lineman. He got a random casualty and MVP. So you could give him a good one, right? Like block or dodge. But you could also give him something that, a lineman can have, which is something like kick. Kick is typically a good utility piece.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
What do you break our tie? Is basically what we're saying. Do you go with the utility that you prefer? Oh, sorry. Do you go with the just
how's
better
your tie
model?
Unanimous? Break our unanimous vote, please, and make it an issue.
Yeah.
You take kick.
Take kick. Okay.
All right, now we gotta get Kenny onto this. How do we break our unanimous decision?
Nope, I already did it. I already clicked the button. It's done. Point spent.
Oh, well, that's too bad, because as commissioner, I just deleted all your star player points.
What up?
Also, Parker, I have some bad news. Aaron has put up a $10 bounty on every single one of your players. So anyone who kills one of those players gets $10 from Aaron.
Wait, does he have to $10 per character? Is that
yeah, it's just the amount he decided. I don't know.
I have done no such thing. Or Kenny did, yes.
Kenny did.
Oh, what Kenny did?
Yeah. Kenny.
So
Kenny
let's talk about this now. Aaron and Kenny like to play in cutthroat Blood Bowl leagues, apparently, where they put up bounties on other people's players, where they basically say, if anyone can noticeably injure this player, I will give you real world money to compensate you for going out of your way to like foul that guy during a game.
Well, usually it's contributing toward the charity of your choice, but sure.
Mm-hmm. Is the charity of my choice Brandon's snack fund?
I guess it can be.
Baby needs a new set of shoes. Like, is that the fund that we're talking about? So, what's your opinion on, obviously, your pro bounties?
Yeah, I think they make the game a little more interesting.
Mm-hmm. My natural reaction is to not do it as out of game money. Now, that doesn't mean it needs, because my initial reaction is, why don't you just make it treasury gold? But that doesn't really work, because we kind of want to de-incentivize stacking up a bunch of gold anyway.
I think doing anything in-game is tantamount to cheating.
I don't see how that's necessarily true. Because you're giving them out-of-game money to compensate them for doing something in-game. That, to me, seems like collusion.
It is absolutely
like, why wouldn't
collusion.
I just pay you to
Yes.
not score a touchdown? Like, that's really weird. As
But
where
you're
I
colluding
think,
to do things you want to do anyway.
but that's not necessarily what they want to do.
Maybe.
If they were already doing it, you wouldn't be bribing them.
Well, it's not See, you're thinking that I'm just gonna be like, well, I don't care about anything. That I don't care about the ball. We're just gonna like find that one person and foul them. Or I'm like, okay, if I can find a good opportunity where it makes sense to target that person, we'll do it. Or like, it's turn 8. I guess I could take one of 4 different blocks. Oh, I'll take the guy that has a bounty on him instead of the other people. I'm not selling out. I'm not losing on purpose just to get bounties. They
Maybe you're
are
doing
more
bounties
targets
wrong.
of opportunity. Say what?
Maybe you're doing bounties wrong.
You're not wrong. I might be the one fucking up here.
So my thought was, what if it was we made it an official thing where you kick in $10 for a bounty, but the bounty goes towards like league pricing or something. But then it wouldn't go towards the player necessarily doing the bounty hunting, but also people that are going bounty hunting probably aren't winning. And so it just seems like you're just encouraging the person who is getting bounty to get the money. Which I don't know that I directly hate either, because if people are headhunting your characters, I think it should be you should be incentivized in some way for that to not be shitty. But I don't know. I wanted to have a Discord about it.
I don't like the concept of headhunting like at all. I think creating a like economy around purposely trying to remove your players' characters, which is something you're already supposed to do in the game to get a tactical advantage, is just kind of weird. Like so let's say I have my witch elves, really strong witch elves, right? And my opponent is just never going to engage with them because they think that will be good for them. Like, of course they're going to engage. Of course they're going to use resources. I don't understand why headhunting needs to be an added layer of that, other than to paint a little exclamation point above them that says, this player is important. I just don't see what it actually adds to the experience.
I think about it as the diplomatic aspect of Commander, where it's like, well, this person is going to win if we don't, as a group, try and at least slow them down. And so that's what I view bountying as. It's like, hey, this dude has like a giant 2020 monster on the board that he's about to start attacking with. Can someone please fucking kill this so the group can succeed? And so that's kind of how I view it. Is like if one player has like a superstar, like the gutter runner that can do the one-turn touchdown as an example. Mm-hmm. It's like that guy needs to get out of our league because that dude is going to cause serious problems. And not to mention like when the playoffs come and that guy's just scoring touchdown after touchdown. So during the league, you're incentivizing other players to maybe lean on the attempts of killing him more than they normally would. Because for them, it's like, well, if they're not going to win the game anyway, then they're not incentivized to try and kill that particular guy.
I see. So there is...
Yeah, it's not so much as like I think Kenny's mostly joking. He's like, kill your witch elves. I don't think he actually cares. Mm-hmm. They're not to the point where they're monsters yet. But eventually, like when you get the guy who has, oh, well, here's a gutter runner that got +1 speed and 4 skills. And you're like, well, that's a problem. Like no one can deal with that guy. That's more what we're worried about. Like once Aaron gets to the point where his Doom Diver has 4 skills and is scoring one-turn touchdowns left and right. And then it's like, okay, we need to kill the guy with the bat wings. Like, get that guy the fuck out of here.
I see.
Yeah, not nearly as broken as you had feared.
Nope. I will not believe that. I'm going to foul him every turn.
Sure. I had him on the pitch, and he did not score a touchdown. So...
Well, I think it's user error.
Very possible.
I do see that point where it's like all things being equal, you're going after the gutter runner anyway, right? Because you need to win the game, and he's such a key player. But if things aren't equal, like you said, and you're going into a game going, I'm so incredibly disadvantaged, or it's the second half, I'm already down by 4, I could just give up functionally, right? But that just allows the gutter runner to get bigger and bigger. So you basically acquire a side quest that the community has kind of agreed
So
upon.
Basically, in your game versus Ryan, for example, Ryan is then incentivized. Let's say we were at the last week of the league, not the first week of the league, and your witch elves are running all over him. It's like, well, how about this instead? Your guy that doesn't even have the ball, I'm going to knock them down and then foul them with as many people as possible. Because all I can do now is try to save everyone from this model.
Yeah.
And so I'm just compensating you for taking the time, because you might have theoretically had a mathematical chance of getting the ball and scoring. As small as that number is, it's technically possible. And so I'm just compensating you for spending the effort on doing what's good for everybody else.
Okay. I see that, and for that reason, pro headhunting. I also feel that actual U.S. currency is just kind of a weird reward.
Exactly, and that's where
But-
I'm at with it. It's like it feels like, I mean, we could also just do $1. Like it does, but that's what I
Yeah.
say. I'd like whatever we do decide to do to be governed in some way. That way, it doesn't feel like, because especially as a newer player to Blood Bowl leagues, if Aaron just walked up to the board and says, "I'll give you $40 if you kill this witch elf," and then he fouls you and kills you, you'd be like, "I don't feel good about this.
Yeah.
Like this is weird."
Yeah.
And now I just have multiple players colluding against me. But then, like, in the aspects of the league, everybody understands the point of it and how it's governed, then I don't think it's as bad.
I like this idea of like $1 that more than one person can contribute to, right? So like you said, it's a cap, but then if you put it out and say, I want to start a bounty on this, and then everybody who wants to put $1, it just happens, right? So the maximum becomes is $7 or whatever, right? Like that seems perfectly reasonable. And like I said, it doesn't create this, like you said, this weird hyperinflation from it, because the point is not I want money. That shouldn't be the point of playing these games.
Yeah.
The point is not I want it. It's a monetary reward. The point is let's draw attention to this character
Mm-hmm.
and make this a side quest, right? And even if the reward is a token, that's not the point.
Could we do some kind of prize for like achieving bounties during the league that isn't monetary based?
Oh, now see, people would play like some people are just like
Like do a
I'm not
separate trophy for like most
Right.
bounties claimed?
Yeah, like that is something people would absolutely play for.
Aaron,
But-
do you have a thought on this?
But then how do you initiate
think
a
I'm
bounty? Interesting.
Out of the conversation.
Why is that?
Because this should have been an easy yes, no. There doesn't need to be a dissertation and a vote, and I don't know. You lost me about 20 minutes ago.
Okay. I was just trying to hear people's opinions, and so I've never done bounties in a league before. So, but you and Kenny seem very.
I mean, Kenny's never
For
done it
them.
either, but I like them, but I don't. I'm not gonna be butthurt that we don't do bounties, but I'm not interested in creating a bounty. I'm not interested in discussing bounties. How about that?
Okay, it's fair, I guess. Are you guys playing on Friday?
We're playing tomorrow.
Tomorrow. I'm
Swoop
gonna bring
Dog.
up my Ewoks for you. I will say that I had a lot of fun putting them together because they look way better in person than they do in pictures.
what is
Okay.
what is that a stand-in for? Just like any stunty team? Is that
It's either gnomes or halflings. There's models for both, but they're both like with treemen, and they're both basically all linemen. So
Uh-huh. Oh, they
One
don't
of
have their own special treatment because the Ewoks live in a jungle. I get it. Okay.
yeah. But one of my favorite models is one of the gnomes. They have illusionists, and so they're gnomes that do magic.
Mhm.
But it's just an Ewok pulling a rabbit out of a hat, which is hilarious. The posing and the expressions that they all have are just great.
Not gonna lie, that is awesome. Like
They're all
it
very
is.
characterful.
Yeah. Who did those? Like which company did those?
Fanath is the
Fanath.
company that does them. I will say I was not particularly impressed with any of the other teams, but the Ewoks were very good.
I will say this: so far, as hard as it is for me to interact with leagues, my first game was a lot of fun. I learned a lot. He learned a lot about just like new Blood Bowls and doing it on our own. Oh, I decided I think I got to get a book for this game. I think this game. I don't know when I'm going to not need the book. I feel like the book.
There's a lot of little stuff you have to look up.
Our game was. We did not play slow. I didn't feel like we played slow, but we spent a ton of time in the book. I feel like I need the book.
Yeah, I think after a couple weeks, people will get the hang. They'll at least know their own rules well enough to not have
Right.
to look everything up. Alrighty, let's go ahead and jump into Mojo World for this week. Starting off, Parker's going to go first. We are doing Karl Urban movies, and I don't think we've done this one before, and I'm amazed that we haven't because there's so many great movies on this list. And we're not even getting to TV shows yet, just movies.
Yeah. This is going to be hard.
All right. I know there's 3 amazing movies on this list, and so I think all of us are going to get one. I'm hoping to get 2.
I'm hoping to get. Let's see. I'm going to pick the one that is. do I go with the best one or my favorite?
I know, right?
I'm gonna go with the best one and pick Dredd. Oh, that was hard.
Ooh, I don't think that's the best one.
I think that's the best one. I think it's a cinematic.
I think that's my favorite of his movies, but I don't think it's the best one.
Oh, I think it's a cinematic achievement. That was hard to do though. That was a Band-Aid. Ow.
I can't believe you're saying cinematic achievement next to the other two movies in the top 3.
I know.
You're an insane person.
I didn't say leagues away. I didn't say. I meant like I think it's inches. It's inches, but it's there.
All right, Aaron, you're number 2.
Thor Ragnarok.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to look like an idiot. Man. Oh, man. I did not think you were going to go there. All right. You guys put me in a box here. I don't have a choice. There's literally no choice here.
What?
I'm going to go with The Two Towers and Return of the King, you fuckers.
Okay. I was about to say, are we allowing sequels in this? There's several sequels in this.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, I'm fine with that. It's his movie. He's been a lot of awesome movies, but the list is not insanely long, so I'm fine with it.
I was hoping we would spread out the Lord of the Rings, but you guys. My number 4 pick's still on the board, though. I hope it makes it back around.
Oh, it's me now.
Aaron, you're up.
We are going to take Borne Supremacy.
On my list as well.
Is Borne with an E?
Yes.
All right, Parker. You got your back-to-backs.
All right, we're going to go with Star Trek. And I am tempted to do just the other Star Trek, but
I know, right? And then we'll both look like idiots.
Yeah, but
it's like when we did Cars and 2 of us picked all Cars from the same year.
Yeah. I'm really tempted to because I loved. You know what? I'm going to do it. Star Trek Into Darkness. I'm going to do it because I like that much more than the other options. Not to say the other options are bad. We're going to do Into Darkness.
Okay. Nice.
I loved Into Darkness so much.
All right, Aaron.
Star Trek Beyond.
Okay.
Okay, we are a bunch of morons. This is great.
I have three. I have amazing honorable mentions on here, but we gotta pick something.
I am amazed. Chronicles of Riddick went 9.
Yeah, that was my third, but I love Into Darkness too much.
Okay, honorable mentions. Aaron, do you have any?
Nope, we went through all of them.
Parker.
Retired Extremely Dangerous. I love that movie.
I love that movie too. He's also like a great supporting character in that movie too.
The non-antagonist antagonist, that's great. My other one was actually The Sea Beast. It's the animated movie that he did. I actually liked it a lot. I watched it with my kids, of course.
I've never seen it.
It's one of those modern computer animated movies that you could definitely go past it and not see it and miss it. But I actually really liked it. I liked it a lot.
Nice.
It's an unconventional kids movie. It was good.
Cool. Big second for Red. Red is great. It's also arguably Bruce Willis's last great movie. I would say the whole 10 yards and all that kind of came in the same time period, but I have a soft spot for Bruce Willis, so I would like to recommend Pathfinder. I don't know if anybody else has even seen that.
No, I had not. I saw that on the list, but I have not seen it.
It's a kind of a trippy movie. It's kind of done in the style of 300, but it follows a white man that lives with Native Americans before the main settling of America. And it comes out throughout the movie that he's a Viking child that was left behind in a previous raid. And the Vikings come back. And then it's him trying to defend his now tribe from his own people, the Vikings, as they're on some quest to do something, and they're just wiping people out. And so it's a very tense, brutal movie that's done in a very dramatic style. And it's a very, very fun watch. But it's very serious. It has a lot of the same feel, and Parker's going to watch it as soon as I say this, as Reign of Fire.
Okay.
It's a great, like, what-if tale that is very engaging.
Yeah. I'm not going to lie. The description the whole time was, okay.
Yeah, this movie
all
sounds
right.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can
Josh would love the fuck out of this movie.
Yeah.
If he hasn't seen it.
You can stop digging. It's gold.
All right, cool. Do you guys have anything else to chat about?
I'm really excited for our game tomorrow, Aaron. That's all.
Okay. I'm dreading our game tomorrow.
Why? Are you nervous I'm going to take too long? That's what I'm nervous for.
Just put them on a clock.
I'll just put you on a clock and win.
Okay.
Goblins are really bad, man.
Aw.
They're really bad.
Yeah, maybe.
So,
we'll see.
I mean, I need you to have bad dice and me to have good dice, and then I have like a shot at like tying the game. We'll see.
You just
maybe
need
it'll
your
be
loony to just head chop like 5 people.
Yeah, not get Kaz the second turn of the game. Yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah, probably that.
Yeah, might help.
All right, cool. Well, thanks for tuning in, everybody. Hopefully you had a good time. This has been Brandon.
And Parker.
And Aaron.
And you just listened to I Am the Law.
So what are we going to call this thing?
I got it. Okay. Incredible, new, fantastic, astonishing, mighty, original, uncanny, sensational podcast.
I'm just going to put down infamous.